All right, let's see here. I do not see myself. Not really sure why. Let's go to this. All right, it says we are live, so I'm going to trust that we are live. So I'm going to go to my phone and double check. But this is Brent with ComicsCC Studio, of course, in the Superman hat, Superman shirt, Superman jacket, and it's Superman celebration weekend. And yeah, so we went to Metropolis, Illinois for the first time. I am not driving, by the way. I know some people do that, but I am not doing that. My lovely wife is driving, Lois Lane. Lois, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. And so we're headed to breakfast. So I'm jumping on for 10 minutes, hoping that this works. I normally am good at modern technology, but recording live sometimes, that is a trick for sure. So let's go to the channel, look under live, see if we're there. Well, we are there. Okay, good. We are there. That is good. So I'm turning this down all the way. Yeah, so I think we really enjoyed our first time. Do you think we had a good time overall?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I think we, like, for me, I was I think Superman Celebration is really good, but it does two things. It makes me really happy and excited. There's that many people that come each year to celebrate Superman. And this year, I don't know if attendance was low or not. This was my first year. It felt a little bit low, but I digress. So I will say one thing it's made me do. It's made me really appreciate comic conventions. And the reason is, so with this, it was like you had your panels, which was not many because there was only two famous people or celebrities there per day. So like Tim Daly was there. He was great. Neva Howell, I think that's her name, that played Ma Kent on the newest Superman. We did not really see hers, but we did see Tim Daly's, and he was good. We watched also Ed Gross's panel. Other than that, you walk through, there were some booths, there were some vendors, there were some artists, there was Artist Alley, which was pretty small. So really, there wasn't, as far as things to do, there were a lot, but things that appealed to me myself, a normal convention goer. I felt like it was somewhat limited, but also I really liked that it was more of an intimate setting. The building to meet the celebrities was pretty small. Not to say there wouldn't have been lines or couldn't have been lines, but when we went in there, we just kind of walked around. There was a few people in line to meet Ma Kent. There was a few people in line to meet Tim Daly. But other than that, not a whole lot of people. There was somebody talking to Ed Gross. And then we left the building, came back, and he was gracious enough to do an interview. Also got to interview Metropolis Superman, and I got to interview a Supergirl. And those interviews will be coming up on YouTube here shortly. And I'll most likely add the audio to my podcast as well.
The Super Museum was good.
Yeah, and then also, so the first day I did not cosplay. I cosplayed the second day. And we went to the Superman Museum that day, and I think it was $8, I think it was $8, and that was really good. I think one of the biggest things that we noticed was there was a lot of George Reeves stuff in there. Not that there wasn't a lot of other stuff as well, but definitely a lot of George Reeves. There was some there was a screen Superman suit that he wore. I don't know. Do you know if the actual suit was the one that he wore, the one on the mannequin, like the kind of formal looking suit he would have played as Clark Kent? I feel like it could have been because they had a lot of different props and things there. There were wigs that Christopher Reeve had worn. And yes, he did wear a wig, so now I feel pretty good wearing a wig for sure. I think I had heard that before, but to actually see some of them. There was a suit, one of the flying suits from Superman 3 that Christopher Reeve wore while he was flying. There was some, I think, Lex Luthor memorabilia there. So there was sections on Smallville, Superman and Lois. No, not. I don't remember if there was stuff specifically on Superman and Lois.
There was.
Was there? Okay. There was stuff on Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. There was stuff on Smallville. However, I'm currently listening to a podcast called Digging for Kryptonite: A Superman Fan Journey, and by Anthony Desiato. Go check that out if you are a Superman fan. One of the things that they did not really have, they had a Supergirl section, which is really cool because right now Supergirl movie's about to come out. And so that is Vandervoort from Smallville Supergirl that I saw. I saw stuff from or photos of Melissa Benoist, of Helen Slater, some action figures. They had Smallville stuff, but I just did not see any Smallville Supergirl stuff. So that was maybe, but that's someone's personal collection too. So you can't really fault people for not having that stuff there necessarily. The founder, I believe his name was Jim Hambrick, and he is since passed away. So smaller, but I would say there was still a lot of stuff in there, wouldn't you?
In the museum?
Yeah. What there?
In the museum?
Yeah, was it the George Reeves stuff?
I don't know. I think George Reeves and Christopher Reeve, I think those were my two favorite.
Yeah. Oh, they just talking about my memory. It came up that also there was stuff from Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, and one of his suits that he had worn. A couple shirts, one that John Schneider, producing Smallville, not producing, directing, or there was a shirt Michael Rosenbaum wore that was there. So I would say if you're a fan of Smallville, a fan of Superman in general, you definitely, even a fan of comic books, or just a fan of life, it's very interesting because they also had a lot of Superman toys and memorabilia over the years, things you could collect. There was a humongous Doomsday. I wouldn't call it a statue. Would you say it was like a foam creation, maybe?
Yeah.
Like a foam creation, but it was gigantic. And they had a "Here Lies the World's Greatest Hero" little thing in front of it. So Death of Superman, well represented. Pictures, I think, of Superman, the animated series, things of that nature. So it was a really great experience from the Superman Museum. And this weekend, overall, just getting to go to Superman Celebration. I highly recommend it. If you've not come, 2 years away is their 50th anniversary. So this year was year 48. I believe they started in 1993, the Superman Museum. And we are at our location, but I might jump on later and do a little more. But if you've not been to Superman Celebration, I would highly, highly recommend it. And if you've not been to Metropolis, Illinois, I would recommend that as well because it's just a nice little town here in, I guess, is Illinois the Midwest? Would you consider? Yeah. So the Midwest still, nice little Illinois. It's almost like a combination. It's really more like Smallville, not big Metropolis in the movies, but more like Smallville, what I would say. But we are here. We're going to go get some breakfast, go get some coffee. Thank you for joining.
Thanks.
That is my lovely wife, aka Lois. But anyways, so thank you all for joining, and I will, for Brent for Comics CC Studio, I will CC you later. And just remember, stay super. To follow me for more Superman Celebration stuff, please like, comment, subscribe. Also check out my Instagram. I may be sharing some photos here. I may just be sharing the photos on Instagram and the videos here. Things of that nature. So thank you all for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following. Have a great day. God bless.